Hello, my Arsenal future rights brothers and sisters. How you doing? Hope everyone's all right. I must say I'm licking my lips a bit because I got dry lips and I've also got a chap here and it's really hurting me. It was bleeding earlier, so excuse me if you see me do that and that. Yeah. So it's a cold weather that causes it. It's freezing here in London, and it's going to get even more freezing as time goes on, as we're getting nearer to Christmas and the New Year. So how are you doing out there? I hope everyone's fine. Yeah, we're here to talk about Arsenal as usual. Don't forget to smash a like on the videos you always do, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And leave your comments down below, and of course, hype the videos if you can. Yeah, we're here to talk about it's not the late review, but we're here to talk about Arsenal. This game against Brentford, 2-0 win at home to Brentford on Wednesday night, and two goals. The first goal scored on 11 minutes by Merino. He's becoming a real sensation up front for Arsenal. You know, that goal what Merino scored against Brentford, that opening goal for Arsenal against Brentford, is Merino's 29th goal contribution in 2025. 29th. Can you believe that? The year is not quite finished yet. We've still got a few weeks to go. And he's already got 29 goal contributions for the whole of this season. And I think it includes not just Arsenal games, but for games for Spain as well. Because he scored a hat-trick for Spain recently against Turkey, didn't he? Away in the World Cup qualifiers. And don't forget, let's not forget, playing as a striker is not his natural position. He's really a midfielder. He's really a number. He could play 6 and he could play 8. But they say his best position really is as an 8, the guy before the guy. So the assist guy before the assist guy. So more or less like the position Martin Odegaard plays in. But he's been playing as a 9 for Arsenal and for Spain since really the start of this year. And when we came in last season, when we had Kai Havertz out, and he came in and he done a stellar job, scored some very, very vital goals for Arsenal. And he's doing it again this season. And he's also doing it for Spain. So we're going to commend Mikel Merino on that. And maybe one day in one of the streams we'll talk about him some more because he's a bit of an unsung hero and he could actually win us the title by doing this. He scored the first goal in 11 minutes. It was not an easy game because Brentford are a battling team. They've lost a lot of their key players over the last couple of years. Ivan Toney went to Saudi Arabia to play football. Of course, Thomas Frank, the manager, has gone to Spurs. And of course, Arsenal got their captain, Norgard. And so they've been depleted slightly. Wissa has also gone to Newcastle. He's been injured for a while. So I don't think he's even playing a game for Newcastle. Or did he play at the start of the season? I'm not sure. But I know he's been injured for quite a while for Newcastle. So they've lost some key players, and of course their manager. But Brentford are still battling. They're still battling, and it wasn't easy for Arsenal. I can't remember what I went for in the prediction. I think I went for 2-0, and it was 2-0. And we could have scored some more goals, but there was a wonderful save by David Raya. Header came in. I can't remember who the header was by. What Brentford player could have scored from a header, but I think it was a corner. The corner came in, and then the guy got his head to it, and then David Raya, I thought he went straight against the bar, but when they showed the replay, actually David Raya saved it. So it goes to show you the quick reflexes that David Raya's got. Touched it onto the bar, and that was a let off for Arsenal, because that would have been 1-0 to Brentford. That was a very good header and an equally good save. Some are saying that so far that's the best save of the season, but we'll have to wait and see if that wins save of the season. But it could be possible that David Raya actually gets another golden glove, because he's got 2 golden gloves already, and if he keeps the most clean sheets again this season, he'll have 3 golden gloves in a row. I'm not quite sure if he's world class yet, but he's a very good goalkeeper, that's for sure. And considering that Arsenal don't concede many shots on goal, he's not really got much to do throughout games. And when he's called upon, he's always alert and he's always up for it. He's an incredible goalkeeper, put it that way. It wasn't much, as I said, the game was really flat. And in the second half, we continued the same way as the first, or it continued the first way as the second half continued the first way the first half, and a bit of a battle. And Brentford didn't offer much, and Arsenal were playing within themselves. But Saka came on. We made a few substitutions actually. Victor Gyokeres came on, and Noni Madueke started, and he came off, and Saka came on, and Saka scored with 1 minute into stoppage time, and Merino, you know, uh, played him through, and the keeper should have saved it, but the shot was too powerful to be kept out, and then it trickled over the line as one of the Brentford defenders tried to kick it off the line. It was too late, and it trickled in. Bit of a scrappy goal, but they all count, and Saka scores again. And Saka's been under much scrutiny lately from Arsenal fans, saying that he's not since the injury he suffered last season. He's not been quite the same player. I don't know about that. He's more clutch, isn't he? He's more of a clutch player. But yeah, I think he played well against Fulham recently. We won 1-0 away to Fulham recently, and I think he played quite well in that match. Also, up at Sunderland, more recently in the 2-2 draw, he scored a good goal for us. I think Saka can continue doing what he's doing, but yes, I do think he has to raise his level slightly. But I don't think there's much there to criticise on Saka's behalf. I just think that he's probably pacing himself. But I mean, out of 10, I would say at the moment he's probably about a 6.5, 7 out of 10. He's not below a 6. He's not over. He's not over. He's not over 7. Yeah, I think a couple of years ago he was about maybe an 8, 8.5, 9. So he's come down a bit, but he's not come down too much. But I think at the moment Saka is not too bad. But yes, I think he could put his foot on the gas a bit more, and because he's never really been a player to dominate his fullback, like say someone like a Mahrez when he was at Man City a few years ago, someone like that, you know. But yes, he's you know, or like a Vinny Jr. at Real Madrid. Uh, you know, yeah, but he's doing. I think he's doing just enough at the moment. But we're gonna need him to step up some more, and hopefully he does. So that's 2-0 to Arsenal. We go 5 points clear of Manchester City, who won in falling game at Craven Cottage 5-4 against Fulham. They were 5-1 up with about, I don't know, 20, 35 minutes to go. And then all of a sudden, Fulham scored three goals in the space of about 25 minutes. It was no biting in the end, but they got over the line. Chelsea lost 3-1 to Leeds. Who would have thought? They drew 1-1 with Arsenal with 10 men. They go up to Leeds, who are some people's favourites to go back down again. I personally don't think Leeds will go down. And they lose 3-1 away to Leeds at Ellen Road. So I think Chelsea, being realistic, the title is between Arsenal and Man City. Because Chelsea are too inconsistent. Liverpool, they drew 1-1 at home to Sunderland. Sunderland are a battling team, but usually Liverpool dispose of such opposition. But Sunderland are a good side, but they shouldn't be going to Anfield. Under normal circumstances, Liverpool would win that game. But Sunderland looked quite good in that game. They were kind of strong throughout the game. And even when Liverpool scored, I thought it was slightly against the run of play. But nonetheless, Sunderland got the draw. And so Liverpool dropped 2 points. Man United, what happened to Man United? They drew 1-1 also. West Ham dropped points as well. But then, I think Man United would have been fifth if they won. But they got sucker punched in more or less in stoppage time at home to West Ham. And so Arsenal keep winning, and let's hope we keep winning again tomorrow. We'll play against Aston Villa. Don't forget, we're going to give you match preview here later on in the morning of the game, because the game's a early kickoff up at Villa Park at 12:30 afternoon kickoff. And I just hope that Arsenal are up for it, because normally when we play, especially when we play up north, certainly out of London, up north, early kickoffs, we don't seem to play well. We seem to lose, or we don't seem to come out of the tracks quick enough. And I'm hoping that we don't do that tomorrow, because Villa are a good side and they're on form at the moment. And they've not lost at home for over a year, I heard. I can't believe it. They've not lost at Villa Park for over a year. It could have been from us, because I remember we beat them early last season 2-0. So another 2-0 will be perfect for us. But we're going to talk about that game a little bit later on in the morning. And we're just going to put this one out there, the review of the Arsenal 2, Brentford 0. So you guys take care of yourselves. let's see if we can increase our advantage to 8 points because we play in the early kickoff against Villa, and the likes of I think all the top teams are playing tomorrow. Actually, I think Liverpool playing tomorrow, City are playing tomorrow, but they all kick off later than us. They kick off much later than us. Some are kicking off at 3 o'clock, and I think and some are kicking off at 5:30, and maybe even later than that still. Because sometimes on a Saturday they have a very late kickoff at 8. But I'm not sure. I didn't look at the fixtures, but I browsed through them, so I'm not sure who and who is actually playing at what times. I know that Spurs are playing Brentford at 3 o'clock. So what I'll do, obviously, when I come back and do the review for the Villa game in the morning, I'll try and read out the fixtures. Not just involving our rivals. So Man City, Chelsea's game, Man City's game, Liverpool's game, and so on. Even though I don't think Liverpool are out of the title race, but still, they're the champions, so we've got to respect them. Anyway, guys, you take care of yourselves. Um, and once again, I want to say adios, au revoir, arrivederci. Big up yourselves. Adios.